All right, so we're going to enter that data in. All right, so once we have the data entered in the calculator, can somebody remind me how I find that line of best fit?
Hit stat.
Stat.
Go to calc.
Arrow to calc.
Number 4.
Option 4.
And then L2, L1.
Yep. We have our X list should be the weeks, right? So we have weeks in L1, hopefully, right? All right, and go ahead and hit calculate. And guys, as I see this, I see that the equation of my line is, well, it looks like y equals 1.464x minus 5.62. 1. Except for, how does this not match what Ms. Meister's asking you to do? I'm asking you to write it in context. So instead, you're going to say her weight is equal to 1.464 times her age minus 5.621. I don't want this answer. I want this one. I'm just going to let this sit there for a second because I was really late starting the recording. So for the folks who aren't here watching the recording, I want to just have those answers there for a second for them. Does anybody have any questions so far about these expectations? Do they feel reasonable?
No.
They don't feel reasonable. You don't think they are reasonable? Okay. This is Walter being Walter. Is everybody good?
Yep.
Okay. What's the slope of the line? One of the values that you've already got. So I'm going to pick, 14.1. So 15. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to ask you to do, and Theo, this is what we learned about yesterday, so this is going to feel a little bit weird, okay? Is we're going to make that residual plot with our calculator.
Yes, the residual.
Okay. So, to make the residual plot, what do we need to do? We're going to look at the scatter plot in our calculator. But when we do that scatter plot, what should we make that y list? We're going to do a scatter plot. Our x list is going to be L1. Our x list is going to be L1. Our y list is going to be the residuals. Okay? And those residuals are stored in the list menu on your calculator. So let's talk about how we get there, okay? To bring up the scatter plot, you are going to hit second y equals, because that's where we do all of our statistical graphs. Second y equals. You can see my X list is already set at L1, so all I have to do is change this Y list to L2, or to the residual. So go all the way down to that Y list, okay? To bring up that list of the residuals, you just hit second stat to bring up the list menu, and somewhere in there you should see something that says resid.
7.
For me, it's 7. For some of you, it's going to be lower down, and that's okay. So notice that my X list says L1, my Y list says resid. Is everybody with me? And then to make sure my calculator fits at the screen, I'm going to hit zoom 9. And we're just going to sketch that graph off your calculator. It does not need to be perfect. These are the residuals. These are the ages. Now, what are we looking for if a linear model is appropriate? Is there one?
No.
No. So is the model appropriate? Yeah. So in order for the model to be appropriate, it's not technically we're looking for no pattern in the residual plot. Is everybody good? What do you guys think? Is this one appropriate? Do you guys see any pattern on that residual plot? Me neither. So is your data linear? Yes, because there's no pattern on that residual plot.
Miss Meister,
Yes.
how do I get that to the...
To the wireless. Right. And then if you hit second list, there it is.
And then from the...
Are we all comfortable? Oh. Hey guys, going back. It was 1.464 is the slope. Okay. And then, do you guys mind if I turn that into a fraction by just putting it over 1?
No.
Okay. I'm going to move that calculator for a little bit. All right. Now, what's the generic understanding of what slope really means?
Rise over run?
Rise over run, how else could we describe that?
For every one age, you...
Okay, so just like we talk about sloping change in y over change in x, yes?
Yeah.
But what's y again
Like,
in this context? What was it?
weight.
It's the weight. So it's the change in weight over the change in age, right? But guys, like I just graded your most recent assignment where I had you interpret slope, and some of us really, really struggled with trying to describe what that really means, okay? So we're going to say for every increase in 1 week of age, because that's what going up by 1 in age really means. Read as weight increased by an average of 1.464 pounds. So certainly if I ask you to interpret the slope, there should be numbers in your answer since your slope is, a number, yeah? Is this okay? In the past, when I've given this project, people have just said, oh, as her weight goes up, or as her age goes up, so does her weight. That's nowhere near as specific as she's gaining about 1.464 pounds a week. Do you guys see what I'm saying there? Okay, the numbers are there to give us a level of specificity to our claims, okay? Are we feeling okay? What's the y-intercept?
-5.621.
Okay, and remember, guys, in order for it to be an x-intercept, or a y-intercept, its x-coordinate is 0. So this is saying 0 weeks. She weighed negative 5.621 pounds. Obviously, that's not true.
You have to weigh her down so she didn't float away.
Yeah. So, I'm still going to have you guys do the interpretation of the y-intercept, but it is true that most of the time the y-intercept doesn't have meaning in context, and that's okay. So, when she was born, she would be predicted to weigh. Because that's what 0 weeks would be, right? But I don't really think that's possible to weigh negative pounds. That'd be pretty sweet.
Is there negative weight?
I don't really think so, unless it would be like, what it would be weight is just actually a measurement of gravity.
Yeah,
So it would have to be something pulling up on you while you're,
Yeah.
And would it be something pushing away?
So that'd be like centrifugal force, if I just said it right, sort of thing.
maybe? You're getting well outside my areas of expertise, you guys. I'm really good at math. I'm not really good at science. I'm not bad at science, but I'm not an expert.
So you couldn't help me with my AP Chem homework?
No, you don't want my help with AP Chem. You don't. Maybe there are times where I can help with physics, but Chem is not my jam. Yeah.
I feel like negative weight is like a scientific theory. I feel like this is probably not an idea.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should call the good doctor and see what she says.
Dr. Lee?
Yeah. What would negative weight look like? To me, centrifugal force kind of makes sense. A negative force just goes in the other direction.
Isn't that you just being pulled against that surface?
It's all on recording.
It's okay. Let's see, who's going to watch the recording? Gwen? Lane? Yeah, I'm okay with them.
I think this is a pressing matter. We have to get Dr. Lee's opinion.
I tell you what, let's finish the thing and then we'll call her.
Okay.
Because I don't think she has a class right now.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, we'll call her. Or here, what if I text her and said, hey, we have a physics question. You want to come? No, you know what? We're not going to make her come down. That's really that's really uncool given her current physical situation.
visit her?
No, we're not. No, she.
Just FaceTime?
We'll see. I'll see about FaceTiming.
Yeah, we can FaceTime.
Okay.
On the big screen.
Hey guys, how do I find R?
Oh, it's actually in the y equals ax plus b thing.
So it didn't happen when I did it, right? So hold on. Oh, is this not recording anymore? Let's see if I can insert a new video.
It's being spooky.
Yeah, it was being a little bit spooky. There we go.
Halloween
All right.
time, it's being festive.
All right, so, and I'm showing you guys this mostly in case it happens to you. All right, when I did this, you guys noticed that the R and the R squared weren't there. Okay, and the reason they weren't there is somehow my stat diagnostics got turned off. And the way you fix that is you go to menu, and then if you go all the way down at menu, you'll see stat diagnostics. You just want to make sure that's turned on.
Where is menu? You mean mode?
Mode.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Sorry, did I say menu?
Yeah.
I meant mode.
Okay, wait. What?
Stat diagnostics on.
Yep, so you're going to hit mode,
Yo, you can
and you got to go arrow all the way down. It's almost at the very, very bottom. Stat diagnostics on.
Are all calculators stuck in 2000?
I don't think so.
Because mine's also in 2001. I think that one's in 2001.
They're probably not stuck.
That's probably the copyright or some sort of like.
That's probably when the most.
Mine's in 2015.
Reach
Yeah, I was gonna say the color ones. I'm certain would not be 2001.
Mine's February 19th, 2001 at 11:20 p.m. Hey, mine's 20.
Okay, so anyway, guys, I found my R value to be 0.995. What does that mean?
There's a very strong correlation.
There's a very strong
And positive.
positive relationship between age and Rita's age and weight. What if this was like 0.82? I would call it a moderately strong. What if it was like 0.31?
Not strong.
I'd call that a weak relationship. That doesn't mean it's not there, and it doesn't mean your project's not good. It just means what you thought was going to have a strong relationship doesn't. That's okay. The first time I did this project, I had a kid do something that, in fact, he thought was going to have a positive relationship, and it was a very negative relationship.
You remember what it was?
I do. It was how much water do you drink and how many times do you ask to go to the bathroom. And what happened is that the relationship wasn't very good because rarely do kids ask to go to the bathroom because they have to go to the bathroom. You want to know how I know that?
Wow.
You guys teach you?
I sit out there, like during certain class periods, and I can see kids going to the bathroom that never go to a bathroom. Sometimes you just need to take a lap. Sometimes people are walking, like, we do notice those things.
It's like, it's not seen as like a good thing to just ask if you can just like take a lap.
Yeah, I feel like
I haven't,
bathrooms excuse it.
that's probably
Yeah,
why.
but teachers gonna say no to the bathroom.
I would have
I think this is on recording as well.
It is on recording. I'm just saying, there's like things, so just because we think there's a relationship between two things doesn't mean there is, right? Everybody good?
Could we do like how many times a person leaves the class versus how many times a person leaves the class and goes to the restroom?
I
Like,
feel like that'd be like a bit odd though. Like,
No. So anyway, guys. All right. So the last thing I'm going to have you do, and I can stop this part of the recording because it takes forever to upload. No.
why is there two?
Oh boy.
I don't know if I can handle this.
you got
There we go.
you got to try for a reason.
One of the times when I switched slides for a second, it automatically stopped the camera, is what happened. Okay, so for this last one, what you're going to do is make a singular prediction, okay? And you're going to do it for at 14.1 weeks, okay? Rita's weight was pounds. All right, now, what does our equation say her weight would have been? What's our predicted weight? Well, we would do 1.464 times that 14.1 weeks minus 5.621. What'd you get?
15.0214.
15.02 pounds. So to calculate a residual, which is essentially a prediction error, like we talked about yesterday, you're going to take the actual minus the predicted. And in this case, that would be 15 minus 15.02, which is negative 0.02. Hey guys, how did the line do at its prediction?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty darn good, right? If we what we would say is the line over predicted by 0.02 pounds. That's what that residual value means. Which, by the way, is this point you see on that residual plot. That point's just barely underneath. This point right here is barely underneath the line, which makes some sense. Okay, does anybody have any questions about what the expectations of the project are?